In this screencast, I'm going to talk about advanced SEO techniques that you can use to increase the rank of your website on Google. So before I start, I'm assuming at this point that you've gone through your site, you've optimized your actual site for search engine ranking. We've got another screencast on that as well, so watch that if you haven't seen that yet. But basically you want to make sure you're promoting all the keywords you want to promote on each of your pages. You want to have submitted your sitemap to Google. You want to have sorted out the title tags on the homepage and other pages. And you've written lots of content on your pages to give Google lots and other search engines lots to read and learn about what you are selling and promoting. So when you've done all that, then we need to look at the other aspect of SEO. In fact, a few other aspects. Do you know what? Because a lot of SEO begins before you've even started your website. Let me show you two examples actually. If we go to Google, if I search on Google for horse artist, this site here, the horseartist.co.uk, this is a seller site. And you know, one of the important things, so you see that's ranking at #1 on Google for that term. And do you know, the reason I show you that is because 30% of top 3 rankings on Google have the keyword or a variation of the keyword in the domain name. Okay, so here we search for horse artist and the domain name is thehorseartist.co.uk. That's not a coincidence. That's Google can obviously look at the domain name and know it's even more likely that that's the website it should be showing at the top. So before you even start, you want to be thinking about your domain name and what people are searching for on the internet. But you know, that's not the case for every website, but that's just one thing. Let me show you another website as well. So this website is another one of our services. Actually, this is address44.com, and this is for postcode lookup and autocomplete on the checkout page. You can use it with seller. Take a look if you haven't already. But anyway, the reason I show you this is, you know what, this is called address44. You might look at that and say, numbers in the domain name, all this kind of thing. But there's one reason only we called it that, which is the same reason that Amazon is called Amazon, because it appears at the top of any alphabetical list. Okay, I know that's crazily simple, but if you appear at the top of alphabetical lists, and you'd be amazed at how many lists are still alphabetical, then you get more people visit your website. Google sees that, Google ranks it higher. You'll read different things about what Google thinks is important, but there's one thing that's clear, is that Google wants to promote popular websites, and it shows popular websites at the top of its results. Its job isn't to make your website popular, it's to identify sites which are popular and then show them at the top. So these are a few really important things that before you even get going, you want to consider these. But anyway, let's move on. So we've talked about on-page SEO techniques. So this is where you're putting keywords onto your website, but Google works in two ways. It works by looking at your website and seeing what you're trying to promote and using that to decide where you're going to be ranked. But if you've got any competition, then it starts looking at backlinks. And this is the most important thing with SEO. It's backlinks. So what are backlinks? Backlinks are links on other websites, especially quality websites, pointing back to your website. That is essentially how Google works. In fact, when Google first started, it was a university project that they called Backrub, because that's the whole thing about Google. That's what they worked out would differentiate them from other search engines at the time, was just using other websites almost like as a vote to how important your website should be. And so what that means is, if you have a website selling widgets, then you really want other websites that talk about widgets and content websites and all sorts of other websites to be linking to you as the place to buy those widgets. And what's really important as well is the anchor text in the hyperlinks on those sites. So for example, if loads of other websites have the text buy widgets in their links on their website, then that's going to increase your rank for the term buy widgets. But you know, the quality of those websites is important as well. And so what I mean by that is, if you have, you don't pay people for backlinks or anything like that, because you get very low quality websites. In fact, you can even be penalized by Google for that. You want to have high quality websites. In other words, if you have a link to your website on 100 websites that no one visits, Google won't take that into account. It makes no difference. But if you have one link on, say, the Daily Telegraph website or some national news website, then Google sees that's hugely important, and it will vote you up the results list on Google. So there's various tools that you can use for this, and I'm just going to show you a couple now. Again, these are correct at the time when I'm recording a screencast, but I can't guarantee it's going to be the same when you have a look at it. But you want to just have a look at this. So one of the main companies you want to use is for backlinks is Ahrefs, And these are all relatively, you have to pay quite a lot to use these services, but they have free trials and whatever. And I'll show you some other things as well. So this is Ahrefs, and they're probably the biggest thing on the internet for collating backlinks to a website. And so I'm just going to bring up Notepad here and show you a URL that you want to go to. If you go to Ahrefs, ahrefs.com/backlink checker. I'm just going to put that in here. This is really cool because this lets you look at backlinks of any website. It's a free version, it only shows you the top backlinks, but it's really interesting. And so what you can do is you can look at your competitors, okay? You can look at your competitors and see what backlinks they've got going to their website, and then you can decide if you can get links on those websites as well. So let's say you were, I don't know, a pet shop, and you wanted to work out what backlinks you should get. Let's have a look at petsathome.com. That's a big store that sells pet supplies. And so click on check backlinks. Then it has a little think about it, and in a minute it will come back with all of the backlinks it can find relating to that. This is really important. And the two columns you want to be interested in here are DR and UR, so that's domain rating. So that's how important it thinks those websites are that it's found the links to. So we've got here a coronavirus thing about england.nhs.uk, and of course it thinks that's hugely important, so that'll be really helping Pets at Home with its Google rank. And Vets for Pets, these are all great sites. There's loads of results in there. So what you want to do is have a look at your competitors, and then, for example, if you were a pet shop, a huge pet shop like Pets at Home or any pet shop, you might try and get onto these pages as well. So you need to look at the pages they've got links on, and then approach the people running those websites and see how you can get a link to your site on those pages. It takes work, and this is why Google rewards sites at the top of the ranking, because Google can be sure that a site that's got links on all these other websites is definitely one it should be taking very seriously. So another tool that you can have a look at for SEO is another system that we produce, which is at Sitebam. If you go to sitebam.com, so that's at sitebam.com, and you can sign up for a free trial there and have a play. And let me just show you the type of thing you can do in there. So this is what it looks like when you log into Sitebam, and there's loads of tools in here, but I just want to show you a couple of these ones. There's one of the most important ones you want to have a look at here is keyword ideas. Because I've mentioned on-page SEO already, and we've already gone through in a previous screencast of how you set that up. But there's one other thing I want to talk about here as well. So let's say you were selling pet supplies. Then you go to keyword ideas here and type in pet supplies there. And so what this is going to do, this goes to Google and gets the details from Google and finds out all of the keywords relating to pet supplies that it ranks really highly. What it does is it has a look on Google and finds other terms related to pet supplies and shows you how many people search for those. This is hugely important information. So if you've got a pet supply shop, you want to make sure you're ranking for these keywords and you're promoting these keywords on your website. Pet shop near me, dog crate, pet stores, dog clippers. And it can give you other business ideas as well, because you can see what people are actually searching for. That's hugely important. What you want to do is, on your pages where you're talking about content, you also want to mention these words, because there's one other thing that Google does, is when you're trying to promote a keyword, it looks for associated words and synonyms on the same page. So if you're talking about pet supplies, it's going to expect you to have pages talking about pet food and dog collars and whatever it may be that you're selling. And so it builds up a bigger picture. If you just had a website with the word pet supplies all over it, it would just think you're trying to spam the index, and you'd find it very difficult to rank at all. So it's trying to build up a picture that you're genuinely talking about the keywords that you're trying to promote. So this is another way of getting that information as well. The other thing on here as well that's useful, and there's loads of stuff on Sitebam, I'm not going to go into it all, but is position change alerts. And with position change alerts, you can track where you rank in Google. And if there's any significant change, you'll be sent an email and an alert so that you can see how you're improving through the rankings. That's really, really useful as well. So that's two tools you can use to help you with your SEO. There's another one, there's another tool that we use quite a lot as well, which is Semrush, and that's semrush.com. So this is it. This is Semrush.com. And do you know the best thing about this? You can use it for competitor analysis. So you can type in the names of your and the domain names of your competitors, and it will show you all the keywords that they're ranking for and what they're trying to promote on their website. So that's a really good idea to do that. See what your competitors are doing, and then you can do it better, and then hopefully rank higher than them as well. But the main thing is, so you want to sort out, make sure you've got loads of quality backlinks to your website, and that takes time. You can write on other blogs, you can post to forums and have links in the footer of the forum, but try and get like news articles or magazine type articles, internet magazine websites and that kind of thing, and just try and get content out there. Make sure you're doing Facebook, Instagram, everything should link back to your website, and then Google will build up a picture that you're taken seriously all across the internet. You've got loads of links coming in, and it will rank you higher as a reward for that. Of course, this all depends on how much competition there is within your sector. In areas where there's barely any competition, then it's going to be really easy to rank really highly just with what's on your website. But of course, there probably aren't that many people searching for the terms you're going to rank highly for. In a competitive sector, you need to put everything together on your actual website, but also you need to get those backlinks on other websites and get them pointing to your website. And that is how you build up traffic on your website and how you go up through the Google rankings.